I have to be crazy. Why am I doing this? Not only the trailer, but why did I record, well, a far too long video on prison reform, or the realities of it? I must be mad. One thing about important issues, they're rarely important, and one thing's for sure, unlikely anything is to be done. So, what have you got coming up? Yeah, the ideal prison, and what's the point of that? Shouldn't even exist. But the ideal justice system, you really can't punish because it doesn't actually do your society any good. This is probably known, but it's irresistible to do something. A restriction on people's liberty. That's all you can do. And if you want to do anything positive, have somebody walk out with it with alternatives to what they're doing, and also the desire to do something different, well, you've got to try pretty damn hard. Make it kind of enticing. But will that actually happen? Well, 7 minutes into the little vid on prison reform, it changes course. Because the economics of it, the final judgment on anything, comes into play. Watch it if you like, but in a sense, I'd prefer if you didn't. And why am I wearing what is clearly, to those who know, the identical colour sweat top for prison inmate? Well, maybe a newcomer to the prison in reality, for any organised prison inmate has his own clothes. But this you'll see on somebody who has lost all his clothes because he ended up in one of those white disposable suits, since the forensic laboratories are wanting to go over every inch for DNA. Not his own, of course, but perhaps the victims? No. It does tell you something about people wandering around the intake of prisons with prison greys. Look, the only reason I'm really wearing it is because the foxes got to my rubbish bins. The wheelie bins, did they have a meal, got right down to the bottom, spread mess everywhere. And in the cleaning up of this mess, who else is going to do it? I really just had to bonfire the clothes I was wearing, and for some reason, I don't know why, I seem to have a load of these old sweat tops. I think I picked up the wrong bags at a taxi depot. I don't know what happened to my specialities, but they went missing, and this is all I got. But as an apology for having to sit through, well, nobody will sit through it. I think this video will be the least watched of anything I ever do, including that video where I just sat staring at the screen, looking hopeless and depressed. Actually, I quite like that one. Now, I'll make it up to you by doing a video on you're not really as stupid as you feel, because you have the comfort of knowing that almost the entire planet, everyone on it, is pretty damn thick, like little robots we run around. But how could that be, you say? There are dark conspiracies, people in the know. In fact, that's why we dream up these conspiracies, because we hope, we pray, that someone, somewhere, dark and evil as he may be, knows what's going on, as in control. No, unfortunately not the case. Look, let's cut away for a second and look at the cavalcade of motor cars for US presidents. I counted them. They should be rolling past you now. Some 24-odd belonging to the Secret Service, the communications team, White House notables. These days a very strong medical team for old Joe there. Big question, will he make it through to the next election? Would you want Kamala Harris if he doesn't? I don't think so. Anyway, the apologetic video will be on the realities of how it's not so bad after all. We're not very clever, but like ants and termites, we managed to build a world of our own. It's an emergent property. Yeah. Something I'll talk about in yet another video. Oh, I know I'm all talk. Promise, but nothing ever happens. Yes, my fistful of patrons are really being cheated, but there's not many of them, I can tell you. Anyway. All right, I've used up my trailer time, so let's get on with it.